And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Hey, good morning, friends and traders. Welcome to the market forecast for Monday, April 18th, 2022. I am JD, filling in for Hogue this morning, who's a little under the weather. I guess he might have bruised a couple ribs yesterday. Said he didn't get any sleep, so let's hope he's feeling all right. As always, thank you for choosing to spend your time with us today. A little house cleaning with Hogue out today. Group coaching has been canceled. Repeat, there will be no group coaching today. And we'll see how Hogue's feeling later on this afternoon. I might also be back to join you for the market recap later this afternoon. But we'll keep you posted on that. Maybe we can get a message out on social to see, to give you an update later in the day. Pardon me. Apologize for my hat. The appearance. I just got the green light to do this not long ago, so I've been kind of rushing to prep for you guys, getting my charts in order and whatnot. So let's just dive into the economic calendar for the week. It's looking pretty light for the rest of the week, for the whole week. So I'm thinking our market movement might be dependent on headline risk and some earnings reports. We've got a pretty decent week of earnings ahead of us. Some banks reported this morning. Bank of America and Bank of New York. I think I have those up somewhere here. Here we go. Bank of New York Mellon. Oh, I guess I don't have the totals yet. I'll circle back to that in a little bit. Those came out about an hour ago. Other than that, we have some more earnings from Big Pharma, Johnson & Johnson, and tech, including Netflix and Tesla later this week. What else are we doing? Thursday, Jerome Powell is making remarks to the IMF, so we'll be looking for him to reinforce that 50 basis point rate hike. We're watching oil futures this week also, as the EU is phasing in a ban on Russian oil imports. What else? We already talked about earnings. More tech, IBM, Pharma, Procter & Gamble, Dow, American Express, Verizon. Some big names coming out later this week. We'll also be keeping an eye on... I personally will be keeping an eye on more news about Elon Musk and his bid to take over Tesla. If anything, it sure makes for good content. What else is going on in the news today? Goldman Sachs sees U.S. recession odds at 35% in the next 2 years. That came from Bloomberg, I'm pretty sure. President Biden got a little boost in approval ratings when the announcement came out that we'll be resuming plans for oil and gas development on federal lands. Lease prices, however, will double, but I think it's the first time that they've raised those lease prices in close to 100 years. Does that sound right? So I guess we could say that one was due. A lot of people will be watching the election in France. It's a crucial week in Europe for that. Another one from Bloomberg. Bitcoin's negative correlation with commodity markets is providing more fodder for critics of its suitability as a hedge for inflation. Does that mean we're back to watching gold? I think it is. And with that, let's say good morning, everybody. Who's in the room? Take hands first. Good morning, Brian, Scott, Manuel Caesar, chilling with Dylan, Theodora, Sarah, Jeff Martin, Laura, Devant, Marcelo, Devant. Yes, we're getting JD Pearls of Wisdom this morning. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Bonnie, Tom, Jimmy Decker, Lewis. Good morning to everybody. Oh, did I say Tesla? It's a little Freudian slip there. Sorry, Jimmy. Yes, must buy out of Twitter. Tesla earnings this week. Good morning, everybody. Alright, let me queue up a couple charts here. And we'll dive in. We'll keep this real short and sweet today. So let's take a quick look at the S&P. Here's our daily chart in the S&P. Looks like we picked up close to 4,000 in open interest on this move last week. We've been in this little consolidation period for the last 3 days. Also, just taking a look, we haven't had 2 positive days in a row in quite some time. Not since late March. We've got our shorter term moving average crossing. This is the green bar is the 10 period, blue is 20, red is 50. So we've got our 10-day crossing back below the 20, hovering below, kind of like dance around the VWAP and the my apologies, the red is the 20-day moving average. Oh, no, it is the 50. So we're kind of hovering below that 50-day moving average. That's going to be our line in the sand this week. We did call for a lower movement in our weekly kickoff today. Our lower line's right around here, around 43.10, 43.20. So a little boost in volume, a little boost in open interest. This down move does have some validity. Let's see what the 4 hour is showing. So hovering right here, I didn't update this. Weekly kickoff low right there. 45.50 weekly kickoff high. So a little boost overnight trading, still below this 10 period moving average, hovering around the VWAP right here. First sign for lower prices, obviously, we'll be taking out this low from last week. But this is still looking fairly weak to me right now. Let's take a look at the profiles here. So here's our 3-day low. Right now we're sitting right at last week's low, which is also the 3-day regular trading hours low. Overnight inventory, just a little bit short, coming back, sort of possibly covering some of those, but still unable to get back inside last Thursday's value. Here's another look at a continuous daily chart. Momentum pointing lower. First target, weekly kickoff low, 43.20. That's going to be first target for the week. Weekly kickoff low right there. Let's take a look at what's happening in the Nasdaq. So here we are, almost hit weekly kickoff low overnight. We're coming off some decent volume and a nice boost in open interest on this move, almost 6,300 in open interest from last Thursday. So that's telling me this move down does have some legs. We're trading well below the 10 and 20-day moving averages. Momentum is starting to point a little lower again. And I didn't update these weekly kickoff levels. So a little bullish overnight inventory. See what happens right on the open here. If we are going to get some follow through, then this 10 period moving average will be first target. So still trading below last Thursday's value area and the 3-day low. This overnight inventory is starting to get cleared out again. Slow grind higher during Friday's abbreviated session and the overnight session. Weak volume, but it looks like we're going to be testing last week's low and last Thursday's value area. Okay, just gotta adjust these a little bit. So here's a continuation chart. Looks like momentum still pointing lower. Just barely wanted to test weekly kickoff low in the overnight session, trading well below these 50, 20, and 10 period moving averages. This market looks weak. We broke out of this consolidation area, like I said already. I want to get a good look at, we broke out on somewhat increasing volume. Nice little boost in open interest. So volume today will be important to see if there's going to be some follow through here. On to crude oil. I just updated this chart a few minutes ago. So here we are, already testing weekly kickoff high in crude oil. Coming off, we're in sort of a converging triangle here. We are trading above these 10 and 20 day moving averages. We saw some nice increasing volume on these moves up last week. But this market is very susceptible to headline risk right now. We're going to see how the remarks over the weekend about opening up leases for federal land drilling is going to affect this market early on today. Momentum is still pointing higher. Volume is pretty decent still. Volume is very healthy. Where is our open interest for this? Gained about 7,600 in open interest last Thursday. So momentum's pointing higher. But there is some news out there right now that could sort of settle this market down. Here's a 4-hour chart. So we did see a little bit of consolidation. Can't really tell from this what overnight inventory is really looking like. But we're still above that 10 period moving average and the 20 period. I didn't update the weekly kickoff levels here yet. But they should be at 93.5 and 106. So we're trading just above weekly kickoff high. That could actually be our, well, that will be our line in the sand for today. I was about to say the week, but a little premature there. So that'll be our key level for today, weekly kickoff high. We could just be bouncing around that, waiting for some more headlines to come out. Let's take a peek at the 30-minute. So we're trading still above last week's value area high. I should say last Thursday's value area high. This is a classic trend day up last Thursday. I don't expect really to blast through and take out that low today. But we did see this overnight inventory sort of getting taken out. We're moving sideways now. Trading slightly above these short-term moving averages, above the VWAP, above weekly kickoff high. Volume looks to be pretty steady and healthy. So those are all positive signs. And like I said, we're just going to keep an eye on headlines for this. I think one rogue headline could just crack this market. That's how I feel about it sometimes. So that's going to be on my radar today. This is just another look at a daily continuation chart. We see that momentum still pointing higher above these 50, 10, and 20-day moving averages. But volume here seems to be petering off a little bit compared to this June chart. This is the contract chart. So we see healthy volume here. This is kind of what I'm going to be keeping my eye on. I'll throw some chart pattern lines in here for you this afternoon also. And we'll take a closer look at crude oil. I will be interested to see how this market ends up today. On to gold. So, are these? Yeah, I did this. So we're approaching weekly kickoff high already. Decent volume early this morning. Pretty healthy move higher. Took out last week's high fairly easily overnight. We're above these 10 and 20-day moving averages, well above the 50-day moving average. Haven't tested the 50-day moving average since late March. That was during this long period of consolidation here. I mentioned that that Bitcoin headline that came out from Bloomberg earlier about traders starting to be critical of Bitcoin's suitability as a hedge for inflation. So maybe we're seeing the results of that type of thinking going on right now. Let's take a peek at the 4-hour. Here we are, right up here at weekly kickoff high. We got volume steadily increasing. I'll find our open interest. June contrast losing about 3,500 in open interest on this move higher. Looks like possibly just getting out of some longs. But we did have some follow through overnight. Let's take a look at the 30. Overnight inventory, obviously long. Broke out above the 3-day high. Still grinding higher, kissing weekly kickoff high. That's going to be our line in the sand for today. Weekly kickoff high right up here at 2004. That's our level. Let me adjust this just a little bit. That's the level I'm keeping my eye on today. Will it hold the rest of the week? Too early to tell. But it looks like people are still, despite what the open interest was saying, it looks like people are still diving into this market right now. Just adjust a few things here. Alright. So again, momentum pointing higher. Trading well above the 10-day moving average. Right at weekly kickoff high. That's going to be the level I'm looking at. To the 10-year. So this healthy trend low is just continuing. We see volume staying pretty steady. Last time I commented on this market was back in late March. I think March 28th was the last time I did a market forecast with you. Since then, we've just been kind of hovering around this 10-day moving average. We see sellers stepping in pretty much every time it's been tested. This is a healthy downtrend. It continues to be a healthy downtrend. We'll be keeping an eye on there's quite a bit of Fed speak out this week. Jerome Powell is speaking to the IMF on Thursday. So we all have a pretty good idea of where interest rates are going to be going into the end of the year. So looking at this 4-hour chart, so after taking out this high from April 7th, sellers just stepped in and pounded this thing back. We haven't taken out last week's low yet, or the low from April 12th. But right now at this 10-day average, targeting the 20, it looks like volume's picking up a little bit. This 20-day or 20 period moving average is looking like our next target. Let's take a look at the profile. It's trading back inside last week's value area. Look at this move here one day. It took out the high from the 13th and the low from the 12th in a single session. That's weakness right there. That is a textbook trend day lower. But we're back to we're back inside value, trading right at this point of control right here, which we're finding some sellers step in. Could be it's possible we do see some more sellers step in. I'll be keeping an eye on this level right here all day long. 119.31, right where we're trading right now. We're right at this point of control here. So if I'm a bear in this market, this is kind of where I want to see some weakness stepping in. What else do we have? One last peek at the daily. This is a continuation chart. Momentum sort of pointing lower, but maybe picking up a little steam. We need to take out this low here from the 12th to continue this trend lower, obviously. But this is a healthy down move, in my opinion. Scrolling through the chat here. Level 2, pretty nice rotation last week. That is right. Where's Hogue? Michael H. Hogue had a little accident. I think he bruised a couple ribs. So he gave me a call about an hour ago and asked me if I could fill in for him. Hopefully he's doing better. He's going to get some rest today. Maybe he'll be back for the recap later on today. Not sure yet. I'll keep you guys updated on that as we learn more. But we're all hoping Hogue is feeling all right. Fake break of the daily CL wedge last week, and now it looks like a strong upside move could be coming, in my opinion. You are correct. There's a lot of moving parts to the crude oil market right now. Summer months, we always see a boost in gasoline prices. That's usually that's always a factor. And like I said, headline risk with approval for new drilling leases. That's a market mover. That's what we've kind of been hoping would happen for the last year and a half, and it just did. Denemans, yeah, keep buying Bitcoin. Best of luck to you there, brother. I have a little Bitcoin myself. 463 in profit, done for the day. Practice time now. Nice job, Tachyon. Getting in there early, going after it. Nice job. That letter opener, thanks for filling in. You got it, that's what I'm here for. Marcelo, you are welcome, sir. Oh, I should probably switch back over. Sometimes I forget that I'm working with streaming equipment here. Alright, here we go. So, just a reminder, there will be no group coaching today. Hopefully we'll get Hogue back here for Make Hogue Money tomorrow. If not, I'll touch base with him in a little bit, find out how he's feeling, and try and give you guys a schedule for the rest of the week later on today if I can. Other than that, have a great day, everybody. If I'm going to be joining you for the recap, I'll try to get something out in the community on social for you guys, so you got a heads up that it's going to be me and not Hogue. And with that, I will leave you to it. You got about 20 minutes to prep for the equities open. Have a great day, trade well, everyone, and I will catch you later. Thank you.